Alrighty guys, welcome back to Dutch Diecast Collector. If you're new to the show, also a very big welcome. Today we got a very cool 1/72 scale diecast. The Havilland Mosquito. This one is a TT35, a bit of an experimental plane. We'll go into the paperwork that's with the plane in a sec. It's from 2004, so it's already 22 years old, the diecast. I found it at a little vintage shop someone had. Vintage is also a good location, by the way, if you're ever looking for a model. You can find quite nice ones sometimes, especially used in a decent shape. So what are we dealing with? Let's see if we can get that on image. I hope you guys can read it, so feel free to pause. Many surplus material. The air arms contracted Brooks Aviation to convert as 3-towed targets. So this had a towing target on it. The aircraft including 6-foot non-twisting steel cable for droges. So you could have, like the first generation, a little bit of drones, let's say, with this one that would pull them and then have targets out. So that's quite cool. I have a couple of these planes with these more experimental colors from the spares that got reused. I will show you guys upstairs also in a sec. I have all these here except for the Mustang. So I hope to show you guys upstairs in a sec. But that aside, let's have a look at the model. I always liked that these things came with little correspondence material. The old days. But yeah, there should not be anything underneath the box. Usually, no. They're a little bit reinforced, but they're not super strong, so be very gentle with the plastics. They're not lifeless or endless living, let's say. The extra protection in the corner, keep it, it's a nice feature to have. The model itself usually comes out quite easy. These ones, be very gentle with them. They have a lot of extras on them, like little chrome metal parts. This was the towing hook and then the little motor for the towing hook. Be gentle with it, guys and girls. There is a little additives on it that will make it more unique than the rest of the series. The top color looks quite okay, a little bit of boxing damage, so this is the box rubbing against it. That happens. So how I would solve that is putting a tissue in between it. The engines move, the navigator and pilot nicely displayed in there. Let me show you. Hopefully I can get an image. Yep. And of course the details that are for the rest in there, like the other ones from the series. On the corners you will have the same metal parts, little extras that are making this thing a little bit more unique. The stand has the limit number on it. So this one was 446, sorry, from the 1800, and was distributed worldwide actually, which is a good thing. Now also comes with one of the weakest stands that exists. This is the one that pops with a lot of people. This plane is not so heavy as the Heinkel, but still I beg you to be very careful and very gentle with them. They are not friendly stands. So let's put the model aside, and what parts did we get with it? We can put the box aside, we don't need that anymore. And also the little parts. So what did you get with extras? You get an extra set of wheels and extra gear bay doors. So closed ones and open ones, and a wheel that's out or in. Wheels are rotatable. Really good rotation, by the way. Like there was a real bearing in there almost. We can actually show that on cam. We don't need to go off cam for that. The gear bay doors you can remove. It's usually quite easy. You will also see the hinges or the bolts in there. Usually these come out quite easy, but take your time with it. You can put some little bit of grease on them, like silicone grease, to help them come out easier later on, because these packs break quite easily, so be gentle with it. And the rear wheel, of course, you can also take out. So then it's just a matter of swapping the high rear wheel. It's just high enough to keep the chrome part from not hitting the floor, so be gentle with it. Then you can put the gear bay doors in. I don't believe, yeah, there is a right and a left, I hope. So I have swapped them out. So this is left, this is right. So in the plane there's an R, and on these badges there's an R and an L. And the same goes for this one. So this was, I believe, the right one. Yeah. So this is right, this is left. So this is the left wheel that I have in my hands. So I always pay attention when putting things together. I don't know exactly what these doors are for. I don't recognize them, so I need to look this up. There are 2 extra doors, so hi guys, feel free to comment me what it is. It's somewhere underneath the plane, and I haven't seen it yet where it needs to go. Interesting though. Not the front doors, that's for sure. Interesting little part here. And it also has a left and a right on it, so it needs to go somewhere underneath. So feel free to share that with me if you know. Maybe this one here. I don't want to pull that too hard because it's the outlets, let's say, or the airlets. But how does it look on wheels? Really cool, actually. Really nice. Yeah, what you expect from Corgi from this age. They're always quite good. And they're for a decent price. They don't go very expensive. They're quite cheap, actually, these planes. Nobody really wants them. So I had the details on the corners, as I mentioned, and on the bottom. That's the one that you want to be careful about when purchasing one of these. And that's the reason I like them, the coloring. So how do you convert back to in-flight mode? That's also super easy, so that's nice. Just a matter of reverse engineering or reverse remanufacturing, I would almost say. You can pop these out again, which is super easy, super friendly. The same goes here again, right and left is marked. So that's super nice. I'm not gonna put any grease on them, just remove them. Now they're actually super loose. And then the rear enclosed wheel again. Now I still have no clue where these panels go. My assumption, yeah, as I thought, these are the closed ones for the front. So if you wonder what they are the ones that close up the hatch here. So you can actually remove these, yeah. So I didn't know that, this is new for me, so that's cool. So you can actually pop these out and put closed ones on. That's nice. Nice little detail. Now, speaking about details, by the way, how the props are movable, of course. I do like it a little bit better with these inlets open. But for the rest, even movable parts on the prop. So a very cool little model. I'll put it on a rotisserie table for you guys. Always watch out, by the way, with the stands. They can easily pop out, so what you just saw. And I will clean this up. There you have it, guys, a finished model. Now let's do a little bit of zoom in. So color-wise, really cool. Bit of glossy paint. The yellow details on the bottom, the engine details are quite good. But what really catches my eye is the yellow and black, and of course these little aluminum metal parts. I don't know exactly how to describe them better. They're a bit like stainless steel polished. They look really cool and they make it complete. And especially in the bottom here, you can see them quite easy. So you see these parts. I hope I can get a good focus on it. So you see it shining there in the bottom. So I want to thank you guys again for watching. Please let me know how you guys like this type of plane. I'm a big fan of these planes. This is my last one to make the collection complete, so that's nice. But I hope to see you guys next time again. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment is always welcome. And hope to see you guys next time. Thank you. Stay safe.